Now, after the body slam, it's hard to figure out exactly what Jodi says happens next because that's where her memory gets a little foggy. But that's not where the story ends, because there are more photos, including what could be the most important one of all and what could be the most difficult to reenact. You won't miss what we discovered today trying to reenact that photo. We've gone through the last two shots of Travis Alexander in the shower, and then 44 seconds later we have this shot. And this is a difficult shot to get from our mock-up because if you look at it, it's of the ceiling, the molding, and it's tilted up. In our mock-up, we don't have a ceiling. We don't have the molding to show you. What we can do, though, is take a look at where Jodi may have been, where the camera may have been, and where Travis may have been as this photo is taken. We know from these photos that at this point, she's probably kneeling down. Travis Alexander, 44 seconds later, probably still sitting or seated in the shower. Right hand on the camera to shoot the picture, accidentally or inadvertently, which is what everyone believes. That leaves her left hand free. Could she have had the knife in her hand at that moment? Now, the other theory out there from the defense is that this shot is taken when she drops the camera. Perhaps if she's standing up and she drops it as she presses the button. Is that one way? We don't know for sure exactly what's happening at this moment. What we do know, though, is 62 seconds later, Travis Alexander is bloodied. We see Jodi Arias' leg. We see him slumped on the floor from this next picture which is taken. The expert said it was taken upside down, so the camera's going to be upside down, which makes sense because that's how it could be accidentally triggered. By just moving the camera, it'll take a picture here. A lot of people believe that there's a foot that we see over here. So let's adjust that over just a little bit, kind of like that. Let's see. Now this is me doing it. So now how does Jodi Arias get this picture to be taken? Does she step on this on the ground? It's tilting down this way, and it's got to be tilted up just a little bit this way in order for this to go. So let's see if Jodi has her hand on it, and maybe for whatever reason holding the camera, she's able to accidentally trigger that picture. And that's pretty darn close. A minute 16 later is this photo. This photo upside down according to the experts, so the camera's going to be on its own down here. This could just be a case of it being kicked. So these last three photos, these last three images from the camera, a little difficult to recreate. That's because they're not posed. Nobody was staging anything. What they were doing, this is inadvertent, accidental photos. But a huge issue in the case is how this camera took these pictures. And that's the huge mystery here, but it's huge evidence. Mike Brooks is with me, HLN law enforcement analyst. Mike, let's start here and put this is the photo, the death photo. Right, that's her leg. This is the stripe of her pants. That's her foot. You see his shoulder, his arm, and his head there. And the difficulty we had with that camera was to accidentally trigger it, the lens gets pointed in a downward trajectory, so the pictures were always a little bit off and gave us too much foreground. It was when we tilted it up that we got a lot closer. Like, for instance, let's put side by side the one that I took. And there you can see me trying again to recreate that.
It was close, but it's still, you're getting more of an upward angle than you are straight forward with this, because there you see Alex and Chris, and you see her foot there, but no, it's
and the
really
other part of it is that it's an instantaneous. As soon as you press that button, there's no delay between the time it takes a photo and when that trigger gets hit, because I was thinking maybe you push the camera down and then it pops back up and that's when it takes the picture.
Right.
But it doesn't really happen that way. As soon as it touches like that, it's taking that picture quickly.
Exactly. One of the other possibility scenario is she could have been dragging him and was setting that down to stuff him into the shower.
Right, so she has it in her hand and then it's setting the camera down.
Setting the camera down, would have put it right there next to her foot.
Let's do that. We have her with the picture that her foot took. Let's take a look at that one. Do we have that one? This is the one where she's kicking it with her foot, but there's another one where she has her finger on the trigger. Let's put that one up. Do we have that? Is that this one? Someone's got to let me know. Is this it? Is this number 4? Okay, this is the one. So this is the one as you described, Mike.
Yeah.
Where the model's finger, our Jodi Arias, has her finger on the trigger. She's putting the camera down. And that sort of kind of gets you the right angle. Obviously, it's zoomed in a little bit more than our photo is.
And his arm is down because he's in this picture here. He's just dead weight. He's already most likely dead when this picture was taken on the right-hand side, Vinny.
All right. Difficult to reenact
Really
this,
tough.
but this is the picture that placed her at the scene at the time of the killing.
Absolutely.
And completely changed her story. Thanks, Mike.
Absolutely.
All right, at 5 feet.